shit. Everything's on fire out here.
Who's watching my YouTube channel. We are in the Palisades today. I went to high school in Pacific Palisades, and I'm gonna do a video of how the Palisades looks now, 8 months after the disastrous Palisades fire. I'm here standing in the Palisades, and you can just see right behind me, as far as those palm trees go, these were all homes, and they were all destroyed in the Palisades fire. So I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna look at the houses that are boarded up. There's one house that I can see that is still standing in this neighborhood. And this one, kind of far away, but you can't even tell that it's like anyone lives there. It's completely boarded up. There's definitely a lot of smoke in it. And I'm not saying fires can be prevented. I'm just saying, I think there could have been a better response. There's just a lot that went wrong. They didn't have water in a lot of these fire hydrants, which this is not speculation. Like, firefighters, well being interviewed, were saying, we have problems, we just don't have water, which is a big issue while fighting fires. I'm obviously not saying that that could prevent everything that went wrong, but water is definitely an issue. Road infrastructure, like the roads here are so skinny that firefighters couldn't drive and fight the fire efficiently. There's just a lot that went wrong that maybe we can consider in the rebuild so this won't happen again. Okay, so we were standing outside of this house with a sign, Fire Mayor Bass. So this has been a big thing. Everyone really doesn't like the mayor. Not saying this is her fault, but just saying during the fires, the mayor of Los Angeles, with knowing that it was really high red flag warnings, because I was sitting in Santa Monica as the fire started, I knew that there could have been a fire that day because it was really windy and really dry and the humidity was really low. So this was already like, people were knowing that there could potentially be fires, and she was not even in the United States of America. So a lot of people don't like her. And we were outside some more houses that have been scorched by the fire. But what makes this house interesting in particular is all the way over there, those mountains. On top of there is where the fire started, and the fire was coming south towards these houses, started up on that mountain. But look, these homes are for sale. Actually, for the video, I'm gonna look this address up. And I want you guys to guess right now, how much do you think this lot, this cute street, few homes that survived actually, would cost in LA? We have the house here, $2 million, $2.1 million for this lot right here. So this is where it's an issue, because no one can afford, like, let's be honest, $2 million on a lot is so expensive, especially when, look at all this work you have to do. It's just so sad how this neighborhood has gone to flames. Now there's houses, now lots are selling for $2 million. And I honestly think that the person selling the lot, maybe they can't afford to rebuild it, but a lot of the times they're not getting permits from the city. They're applying for permits. There's a huge backlash. Like a list. There's like a list of permits. They're not getting approved. So people who are applying for permits aren't getting to rebuild, or like they're waiting to get rebuilt, which I think this is ridiculous. Like, I don't know what you're waiting for. People are gonna rebuild here regardless. If it takes 15 years, there are gonna be houses in the Palisades again. So taking so long to approve these is ridiculous. And then the ones that are approved are getting remade out of wood again, so they're gonna just burn it. It doesn't really make any sense. And everyone who just drives by here, it's just security. And this house actually survived, which is, I'm gonna blur their address. I don't understand how that's really lucky of them, but you can just see it's just no one is really here. And even if your house survived, I guess that person's just one house, but usually you have to remodel it because there's so much smoke and stuff in the house, and it gets in your walls, and it's really bad for you, and it could cause cancer. So a lot of people did have to, even if their house didn't burn, they still have to remodel it or redo it. So yeah, this is still like the most beautiful place in LA, and there's just nothing here. Like, these views you usually can't see because there's houses in the way. You could never see to this hill. I'm looking at the high school football field from here. You could never have seen this with these houses. It's just like the scale of how many homes got destroyed. Like, every time I watch the news, I don't think the news does justice for how bad this is, because I don't see it talked about as much. Like, same with Altadena. Altadena never gets brought up, and Altadena literally was started by a company that started this huge fire. Like, that they need to be held accountable for starting that fire, and I think they are. I think they're getting sued for a lot of money, but this is just sad how these were all homes. You'll see homes like this, where this fire 8 months ago, but the structures are still standing. I don't know what goes into fixing a house that's been around a burn-scarred area, but it's just extremely sad to see that even people who didn't lose their house immediately from the fire still don't have the means to move back in and just have to leave their house completely boarded up. Oh, there's a new construction. So we're outside of Palisades High School, and I'm gonna pop some pictures up right now of Pali, how it looked like the day of the fire, and this is Pali right now. They're actually gonna open right after winter break. So second semester, Palisades High School is reopening, which I don't know if the kids would want it to reopen, because it's kind of depressing getting out of school and this is what you're surrounded by. So at least the sunset is still beautiful. This area, it just, I don't know, this is so sad, and it's hard for me to just document the destruction, because I can film and go around and film all these homes, but it doesn't show you like how, like if I was here, it's 6 p.m. on a Saturday, there'd be so many people like driving by. I've seen like 5 people, and there's the school. None of the actual buildings burnt. I think they just had to get the smoke out of the buildings, but all the smaller buildings, the portable ones, like if you've ever gone to a school, California, like an outdoor school, they have like these portable homes outdoor, all of those were completely burnt. So I'll put the picture of that, and I'm glad the school's opening again. I hope the people who go there are gonna enjoy being around here, and at least the Palisades Garden Cafe is open, and if you guys live in LA, you guys have to go there. It's really good. But it's hard for me to come here with a camera and just show how bad it is, because I could drive around and show, but like I think anyone who's watching this will have to come here and see, because there's just used to be so many people here, and now there's absolutely nothing. And even the homes that are still here, no one's here, and I just feel like I can't really show it perfectly on a camera. And I encourage anyone to get out there if you live in LA and go see this for yourself. Maybe go get some food here if anything's open, or the Garden Cafe is open, so you could help some businesses who are still out here in Pali. I honestly found a place. Here's the sunset. This shows the grand scale of this fire. You can just see from there all the way here. Every single house is gone on the beach. Hey guys, so this is what used to be Starbucks. There was a Chase Bank. I think there might have been a Bank of America. And I'm just gonna walk through the village, which is like the downtown of Palisades, basically. And I just want to talk about one more thing I find interesting and sad about these fires is this happened in my neighborhood too, because there's the Sunset Fire. A lot of the firefighters were saying they get their hose, they get their truck, and they hook up to a hydrant, and they twist it, and there's no water. No water is coming out, which I don't know if that's like the DWP's fault or the fire department's fault, but that should never happen. This is one of the richest zip codes in America, and they don't have water in the fire hydrants. That's, in my opinion, a basic firefighting necessity. Let me run across the street right now, but that's pretty ridiculous that they did not have to rebuild. So it's impossible to get permits. The city's not giving tax credits to people who lost their homes. It's just impossible. If you want to come here and live, you could buy a plot of land, and you're not even guaranteed that you're gonna be allowed to build on the land that you bought, which is kind of crazy to me. They've only given out, I'm pretty sure it's sub of 100 building permits, and hundreds of homes burnt, which is like, come on, that's not even 10%. It's probably like 1,000 that burnt. It's just sad to see, especially when this was my neighborhood I went to high school in, and to see all these stores that I used to go to just completely gone. Like, this is, it's really sad. CVS has opened, and the Garden Cafe is open, and I would go ahead and say that's like maybe most of the only stores that have reopened, because it's just so expensive. You're not really getting tax credit. It's impossible to hire someone to build anything in LA, and they're not giving permits. So I don't know if the city just doesn't want houses built here, but I think it's gonna be a very long time until we see Palisades doing it, unless we get some leadership change, and we see some things to change, and it can get better. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm editing the Palisades video, and I just found out I'm watching the KCAL News, and apparently, let me go to the actual picture. Look at this. Sorry for the loss of your home. Please clear your brush or you'll be fined $722. This is for brush outside of your house that burnt down, because it might start another fire. There's nothing to burn there. What the fuck? You're finding people whose homes burnt down. Ridiculous, bro. This is pissing me off. The more I look into this, the more mad I'm getting. How is the city allowed? What? I'm watching this, and they marked out 317 homes that got citations for having brush. What the fuck do you want them to do? Like, their house burnt down. They're probably dealing with way more. And it's a $717 fine. And you can just, like, look at the street view. There's nothing to burn. Who made this? And how is that legal? Your $700 fine? The fuck is, like, oh, your house burnt down and you lost everything. Ha! Here's a fucking ticket. Like,